Hey everybody, Coach K here. Have you ever wondered what it would be like if the NFL was located overseas and had many relocated football teams? In fact, every single team being relocated and rebranded? Do you miss NFL head coach 09? Are you not much into, the stick skills of Madden and more into the managerial GM part of it, like a fantasy football aspect? Because if you are, stay tuned and we're going to be recapping CCFL Rebirth Season 1. Here are the snippets from the SGNFL news source for CCFL. Every few weeks, teams would get a storyline put out for them about how their team's performing and who's standing out. And this system replaced Madden's very random and kind of annoying breakout scenarios. Now let's go see who the user-controlled GMs are in this league. Starting off in the AFC North, we have the user Admire controlling the Portland Pioneers. And then the last team in the AFC North is the Chicago Blues. And their owner, Mort. And then heading out in the AFC East, we have the Virginia Beach Wizards, headed by your boy, none other than Quasi. And in the same division, we have the Columbus Tigers, owned by Smokin' Jay. And we're going to skip the AFC South as there is no user teams in that division. And then we're going to head immediately out west in Albuquerque where you have me, Coach K, the Aviators. And then we're going to cross over to the NFC in the north where we have Chicken as the Toronto, Canada Huskies. And his polar division rival, the Vancouver Mounties. And then heading out to the NFC East, we have Paris Sentinels headed by Cruel Summer. And following up with his interdivision rival, the London, England Black Knights headed by Dark Ronin. And then heading down to the NFC South is our only full user division, with every single team being A in South America and B a bird team. First off, we got Buenos Aires Condors headed by Folks. Then we got Rio de Janeiro Nighthawks headed by Duck. Then we have San Juan, Puerto Rico Thunderbirds headed by Only 3mm. And lastly, the Mexico City Golden Eagles Vikings Rule. And then last but not least, the NFC West with our sole user being the Tokyo, Japan Dragons headed by Ronin. Now these teams are fully randomized using a CPU fantasy draft. Now that you've seen all the news headlines that we had during the season, let's just skip straight to the fun part, the playoffs. As you can tell by the starting playoff picture, my Albuquerque Aviators and the Dublin Shamrocks had the first round bye. As you can see the results of the wildcard round, we had some pretty heated games, but only one of them had come down to one score difference. And in the divisional round, the Albuquerque Aviators stomped the team that had ruined their undefeated season to advance to the AFC Championship, to play against the Virginia Beach Wizards who had just skimmed by against the Louisville Lumberjacks. And as we head to the NFC side of things, we see that the Dublin Shamrocks beat the London Black Knights pretty handedly by 2 scores to advance to the NFC Championship to play against the Buenos Aires Condors, who had also just only beat their opponent by 1 score. And then as you can see in the championship round, it was as close as ever. The Buenos Aires Condors barely lost to the Dublin Shamrocks, the 1 seed, by 3 points. And then on the other side of things, the Virginia Beach Wizards only lost by 5 points to the Albuquerque Aviators. And then in the Super Bowl, I hate to say it, but it was not a good one. The Dublin Shamrocks and Aaron Rodgers absolutely whooped my Aviators. Looking over here at Neon Sports, you can see our NFC yearly award winners. And for the notable ones, you have the Super Bowl champion Aaron Donald bringing home the NFC Defensive Player of the Year. And then you have the Anchorage Antlers, Jack Campbell, winning the Defensive Rookie of the Year. And then on the other side of the ball, you have the Buenos Aires Offensive Player of the Year, Derrick Henry, and also rookie Super Bowl champion Bijan Robinson bringing home the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Now flipping over to the AFC award winners, you have Jonathan Allen of the Columbus Tigers bringing home the Defensive Player of the Year award, followed by Lucas Van Ness of the Albuquerque Aviators winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. And on the other side of the ball, you have Josh Downs winning both Offensive Player of the Year and Offensive Rookie of the Year. Now heading into the first offseason of the CCFL Rebirth, the free agency class wasn't the greatest. So we're just going to head straight to the CCFL draft. As you can see on Neon Sports Draft Recap, Caleb Williams was selected number 1 overall by the Chicago Blues. And then with the number 2 pick of the draft, Marvin Harrison Jr. was selected by the Vancouver Mounties, who everyone thought was going to select a quarterback. So obviously the Houston Oilers at number 3 was so happy to get their QB of the future, Drake May. And with the top 2 quarterbacks being off the board, that led the Tokyo Dragons to select offensive tackle Olumiya Fashanu, number 4 overall. And then that opened up the door for the San Diego Dreadnoughts to select tight end Brock Bowers, who is a generational tight end. And then coming off at number 6 overall in the draft, J.C. Latham, right tackle for the Honolulu Voyagers. Following that pick, Smokin' Jay's Columbus Tigers selected Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver at Ohio State. And then, the biggest reach of the entire draft, number 8 overall, son of Deion Sanders, Shadur Sanders was selected for the San Juan Thunderhawks. And then coming at number 9, the Brooklyn Bulls selected Jerzon Newton, D-tackle. And then finally, the number 10 pick in the first round, the Melbourne Steamers selected defensive end Jared Verse. And now we'll just be skimming over the rest of the draft, brought to you by Neon Sports Draft Recap. Now with all that draft talk being said, let's go to the grades given out by Neon Sports for each team. Coming in at number 1 overall, we have the Columbus Tigers with a grade of 77.33 for their draft grade. And they were pretty closely graded in front of the Paris Sentinels, Montreal Monarchs, and Melbourne Steamers. And then your bottom of the barrel draft grades was the Albuquerque Aviators, Orlando Orbits, and Memphis Riverhogs. Now season 1 was pretty crazy, but I have a feeling season 2 is just going to be even more crazier in CCFL Rebirth. If you want to join the fun and participate in these leagues, then click the link below to join the SGN Hub Discord or the CCFL Rebirth Discord. You can also take a look at our Neon Sports link below for our league. Oh, and did I mention, every single one of our user games are streamed. So if you ever just want to just watch as if you were a fan of one of these teams, just hop in the Discord. Now this has been Coach K giving you a breakdown and introduction into the CCFL Rebirth. If you like Rebirth content, please leave a comment below and leave a like on the video letting us know your support for our league. And while you're down there, you might as well subscribe. This has been Coach K bringing you the CCFL Rebirth, and I'm signing off.